It's time for a realistic vegan what I eat in a day video, because a lot of the videos I see are recipes that I'm not gonna make. It's either too expensive, takes too much time, or on the flip side, you see people doing these what I eat in a day challenges where they try to, oh, what I eat for $3 a day. And it's like, dude, that's almost equally as pretentious because I'm not gonna eat like that either. And I wanna see some middle ground where people are showing realistically what you could eat in a day when you've got to work, you've got to go, you don't have time to prep. And as you'll see in this video, I didn't have much meal prep ready to go, way less than I would normally like to have. And this was basically a full work day throughout the whole day for me. But I'm able to make it work by making choices that are not perfect, but give me energy. Now you'll see that I really didn't fire on all cylinders because I didn't get enough calories in early in the day, but I did start this day off right by making a decision the night before to put some sweet potatoes in the Instant Pot so that they would be warm when I woke up in the morning the next day. So now, when it's time to eat my first meal of the day, these sweet potatoes are already ready, and they were on cooling. I just cut off the Instant Pot. So check this out. You can see they're sitting here steaming up nice and hot. Go ahead and put these on the plate. So here's the tip. While these are still hot, you cut them in half, and then what I've got right here is some blueberries that are frozen, and I'm gonna go ahead and pour some blueberries right in the middle of these bad boys. And you want to do this while the potatoes are still hot so that the blueberries will melt in here. And then what you're going to do is take a fork and mash these bad boys down into that hot potato, which is going to give you a bit of a temperature difference so that the blueberries will cool the potato down to where it's ready to be eaten in the morning. First thing, you don't have to wait for some piping hot potatoes to cool off. Just mash them in there, right? Boom. You could do a little more, a little less. It's really up to you. I like the wild blueberries because they tend to be a little bit smaller in the overall size of them, not those big, huge frozen ones. That way they melt in there and they taste great. Now check it out. We're not done yet, guys. Next up, I've got some oatmeal, and this right here I buy in bulk. I may need to re-up on this later, so if I do today, I'll take it to the store and show you guys where I get this. But we're just gonna come in with some oatmeal right on here like that. Give it a little crunch, a little change in texture. Now we're gonna come in with some cinnamon. And to be honest with you guys, I like a lot of cinnamon, so you might like a little less, but that's how I like to do it right there. Right here I've got some tahini, and this stuff is easily runny, easy to drizzle. Now I'm not going to kill it and go overboard with this, but let me try to get this on here with one hand. We're going to go with one nice drizzle of this on these sweet potatoes. One-handed camera action. And I'm not going to kill it. I'm not going miles from healthy, crazy, cool. Just enough to add a different flavor, texture to this whole meal. And we're going to go ahead and eat it just like this. This is going to be my first meal of the day right here. And there's a couple variations on this you could do. I've actually added chickpeas to this when I want some more protein. I just don't happen to have any more cooked. If you wanted to add a different sauce without bumping up the fat but getting a little more protein, you could mix up some of this protein powder, this peanut butter powder. I like that stuff and make a good peanut butter sauce to pour on this. Or if you wanted to add some more crunch, you could sprinkle some of this dry roasted edamame. I tend to use this stuff for salads, but 1/3 of a cup, 13 grams of protein. Great way to add some more protein to your meal. But yeah, we're just gonna get the day started just like this. I do believe it's time to sit down and eat. I got some dried chickpeas. I'm gonna throw in the Instant Pot just to have for later. I like to always keep some dried legumes or beans or chickpeas or lentils, something ready to go in my refrigerator or warm. So in there is the cooking liquid that was left over from when I did the sweet potatoes. A lot of times I'll drink that. It's really sweet, it's really good. But I'm gonna just go ahead and pour the beans in and cook them with that. But to be real, I would do it on camera, but I like to pour the beans into my hand and then just kind of like sift through them and then pour the beans in, because I like to take out any that might be broken. That's just how I like to do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour these in and then add the water, probably throw some spices in it. Just food for later. I'm kind of falling behind on my meal prep. I would have liked to have had some chickpeas this morning on the sweet potatoes, but I didn't want to fall back into eating soybean products because I think I'm gonna do something else with that later. So let's just go ahead and get these done. This right here is fenugreek. I know a lot of y'all probably heard about this. It's kind of a bitter seed flavor, but has some interesting properties. We'll go ahead and just pour the rest of that in there. It's a spice. They use it a lot in Indian, Middle Eastern type cooking. Add some interesting flavor. Here I've got some herbs de Provence. I'm just gonna throw a pinch of this in there. Let me just get up in there. Get in there. Throw that in there like so. Got a nice glass of water right here. And you just want to cover the chickpeas. They're gonna swell up a bit, so that's probably about enough water. Maybe a ½ inch to an inch over top. I drain the water. It's not like black beans where the water becomes all soupy. Might as well also hit this with a little bit of turmeric. There's really no reason not to. So since I got it out, just go ahead and toss that in there. Boom. Keep watching, because this is a great example about life not being perfect and you have to roll with the punches. And this video is realistic. This is not the perfect vegan meal. So it's getting to be lunchtime, or it will be in a couple hours. And I've got to roll out and do some work for the next 2-3 hours. And I'm gonna be driving all around the city. And then I'm gonna go straight to the gym after that. So I need to bring some food with me for lunch. And what I'm gonna do here is I got this bagel that I bought last night. It was a day-old bagel, cost 66 cents. I'm gonna go ahead and slice this thing in half, mix up some of this peanut butter powder right here, 2 tablespoons. So I'm just gonna make a peanut butter sandwich with this bagel, and I'm gonna bring this apple, and I'm gonna put both of these in this bag and take it with me, because I gotta go. So let me just go ahead and whip this up real quick, because I'm actually in a time crunch right now, but I'm gonna show you guys how I do this. What I did was I deliberately mixed up this peanut butter powder a little bit drier than I would if I was gonna eat it in the house, because I don't want this to ooze out while I'm traveling or in my car or while I'm eating it, because I'm gonna be on the go. So I made this quite a bit drier than I would normally make a peanut butter powder sandwich. But you can see it's not gonna ooze out, which is really the key here. I need something that I can eat in my car or real quick on the go. And that apple and this bagel is gonna do it until I can get back home from the gym and get some more serious nutrition. Like I said, guys, this is realistic what I eat in a day vegan video. This is what I came for right here. Some yellow corn tortillas. I just spotted these guys down here, some street tacos, but it's 24 for $2 versus 30 of the big ones for $2. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the tried and true proven ones right here. So once again, there's really no easy way to show this with one hand on the camera, but this is where I fill up my rolled oats at the bulk section. I bring my own jars. They actually give me 10-cent credit per jar. So at $1.39 a pound, they actually cut it down to $1.29 a pound. And these are thick rolled oats, organic, all that good stuff, gluten-free. I like the thick rolled oats as opposed to the regular rolled oats. One, because they're a little bit cheaper, but the thick rolled oats are actually thicker, as you would anticipate. They're thicker than the regular rolled oats. So this is what I do. People seem to have trouble getting oatmeal for some reason. They act like it's hard to get oatmeal, or oatmeal sprayed with pesticide or something. If you're worried about Roundup, then just buy organic oats and be done with it, because this is a cost-effective way to get healthy food in your diet, and
To be honest, guys, I haven't been eating that much oatmeal because I've been making that pancake recipe. I guess I'll put a link up there in the card for you guys, but I need to fill up this oatmeal and get back home and get some food going for dinner tonight. I still have some more work to do before I can get home and make dinner, but I did pick up some raw Brazil nuts at the bulk section that I didn't show you when I was filling up the oatmeal. And I'm just gonna nibble, eat these 3 now, and see if they hold me over until I can get home and get some real food going, but just something neat to hold me over.
All right, y'all, I'm back home. It is 9:35. I'm hungry, to say the least. These chickpeas in the Instant Pot have been on the warm function for the last 8 hours. Opening them up for the first time right now, and those look good to me. So here's what I'm gonna do, guys. I'm gonna get some of these tortillas on that skillet warming up, eat some chickpea tacos, chickpea tacos, and all of that liquid, that cooking liquid from the chickpeas, I'll be honest with you guys, there was sweet potato liquid started that, now it's chickpea liquid. And I've got a whole bundle of collard greens from a couple days ago that I need to cook. So let me go ahead and get these chickpeas out of the Instant Pot, toss the collard greens in, and get this meal going, because your boy is pretty hungry right now. All right, here's my bundle of collard greens. They're not perfect. Some of them are starting to get a little yellow, but this whole video is not perfect, y'all. This is about realistic eating, vegan diet, what I ate in a day. So if you want that perfect vegan food, you're just about to get the real thing right here. Let me show you how I do this in the Instant Pot. So we got the chickpeas out. Chickpeas are right there, kind of cooling off. Like I wanted to show you guys, we got the fenugreek, the spices still in there. But let me go ahead and cut that off so it's now on off. All right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these collard greens, and some of y'all might be wanting to cut the stems out and do all sorts of fancy stuff. Well, I don't do that. I cook them with the stems. And the way I do that without it being tough or too difficult to chew is I cut the stems I cut the whole thing into small pieces. So the fibers run the long ways. And so if you got like a long piece of stem, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be difficult to chew. But if you put the cuts in and cut it into little pieces, the stem becomes really soft and tender, and it's delicious along with the rest of the collard green. Unfortunately, I can't only do this with one hand, but now you guys see exactly what I'm talking about. Cutting the collard greens into smaller bite-sized pieces at the stem. Now these collard greens, they just happen to be really big leaves, so I'll put one good lengthwise cut so that the strips don't come out double the length of my hand, basically. And we'll go ahead and toss all of this in the Instant Pot. This is what I'm gonna put in the pot with the collard greens. We got 2 scandalous mushrooms. This is frozen ginger that I buy fresh and slice relatively thin into these discs and then just stick in the freezer in a Ziploc bag. I'm gonna chop that up. I do the same thing with turmeric root. So this is your classic orange turmeric root that I sliced and then stuck in the freezer in a Ziploc bag. And this right here is white turmeric, which if you guys don't know about white turmeric, it's not ginger, it's different. It's a type of turmeric. I did a video, which I will link in the card right there. And so I'm gonna chop these up, get them in the Instant Pot with the collard greens. This right here is the cooking liquid from the combined of the sweet potatoes from this morning and the chickpeas, still warm because it was in the Instant Pot, warming all day with the chickpeas, still warm in this mug. And then I got 3 corn tortillas going over here on this hot skillet, which is gonna make the basis of this meal. So let's go ahead and get it all in the Instant Pot, get this food going. Time to get everybody into the pool for the pool party. Boom. That's how we do it. Cooking liquid. all in. Tell you what, I'll save a sip just to drink for myself. You can see still steaming, still piping hot. It makes a nice drink on a cool evening, but there is enough water down in there now. There's enough water down in there to cook these collard greens with all this other stuff. Yeah, let's go ahead and get the lid on, get this started. All right, moment of truth, guys. I have heard Dr. Greger say that he cooks collard greens and kale and stuff in his Instant Pot by setting the timer on manual to 0 minutes. But in my opinion, that would only work for Swiss chard, which is much more tender than collard greens. I'm gonna give this 2 minutes. Look, if it gets completely obliterated, it's on me. Maybe try 1 minute. But I'm gonna give it 2, and I'm gonna turn this valve when it ends. But 2 minutes, these should come out nice and tender. I don't really want them al dente and like super, super crunchy. I wanna be able to crush some collard greens and not have to work too hard. We're gonna do these a couple different ways, and I can guarantee y'all I'm gonna show you everything I eat tonight. I've got quite an appetite, so there will not just be 3 tacos. I can guarantee you that. In fact, I've already got some corn tortillas heating up on the skillet right now for my second round. But let's go ahead and get the chickpeas on the tacos, and I'll show you the first iteration of how I'm going to do this meal. Yeah, I'm kind of hungry. So I definitely did like a 3-hour workout tonight. It's 10 p.m. now, so it's kind of a later dinner. But check it out, I got some salsa right here. We're gonna do one of these just like that. You see that? You see that right there? That's salsa on a taco. Now, I'm gonna do these other 2 slightly different. All right, guys, it's confession time. I like bread and butter pickles, and I'm not really picky about it. These are some cheap ones I got at Aldi for like $1.35. No high fructose corn syrup and no colorants. And actually, I'll show you the ingredients while I'm thinking about it. Yeah, turmeric color, but not like yellow 5. If you get some of the store-bought ones, you get like yellow 5 and stuff. If you're trying to be like moderately healthy and you care about stuff like that, then you can do or not do. It's up to you. But this right here, this is literally just Walmart mustard. This 20-ounce bottle of mustard was like, now I'm like messing up the camera. Whatever. You got to shake your mustard or you're getting that juicy, watery mustard at the top. You really don't want that. So you're gonna have to shake that mustard up. And yeah, if you guys haven't tried this, mustard and pickles is like Jesus juice. Mustard, what did I just say? Mustard and pickles is good, y'all. All right. So I think I'm gonna crack some fresh pepper on it and sprinkle some salt. And this is literally the meal, or the start of the meal. You may have heard it a second ago, but this just reached pressure and it's doing its thing. It's got a 2-minute countdown right now. So let me go ahead and crush one of these tacos. I'll flip those bad boys over there. They're ready for round 2. Got the heat off of the skillet. Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it. Look at it. 10 o'clock, guys. Y'all know what time it is. Time for Red Pill Vegan to crush some post-workout food. Guys, I literally just finished sprinkling some salt and pepper on this. Haven't even bitten into it yet. And the Instant Pot finished, so we want to go ahead and cut that off and let this out. All right, guys, since it did finish, and my tacos, I haven't even bitten into my tacos yet. Let's see, yeah, these are not overcooked. They're on the edge. They're soft, but definitely not al dente. I'm gonna say this is actually how I like them for most purposes. Now, obviously, if you're gonna make like a collard green wrap, you want them to be raw and crunchy. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put some of this on the tacos since I haven't even bitten into them yet. I think it is official. It is time to eat some food. Now I'm gonna show you guys everything I put on this plate because this will not be all that I eat tonight. But this is how I'm getting it started right here. Here's the next plate, guys. This is going to be more of a vegetable plate. I did drizzle some balsamic vinegar on those guys, and I may just fork them onto these tacos. But I want to get some vegetables in, and then next plate is probably going to be heavy-duty chickpeas. While I was sitting here eating these collard greens, I almost forgot I do keep ground fresh mustard seed in a jar. I buy the whole mustard seeds fresh at that same bulk section I showed you guys where I got the oatmeal. Well, if you sprinkle a pinch of mustard seed on your cauliflower or broccoli or collard greens or any cruciferous vegetable that's cooked, it will create sulforaphane in your body, which is a major antioxidant, something worth looking up. Dr. Rhonda Patrick has videos on it. She often recommends broccoli sprouts. Well, I don't have time to sprout broccoli or buy broccoli sprouts for big money. If I can just grind this up and sprinkle it like a condiment on the table and get the same effects, then that's game. That's game. I don't always do it. I don't always remember to do it. But I was sitting here and I'm trying to think, how can I make this healthier? I'm almost done with the collard greens, but I sprinkled a little bit more on top. So I told you guys I was going to show you everything I eat. This is every detail of this day. I try to tell you guys, mustard and pickles is the jam. We're going to go ahead and do it like that on top of the chickpeas. Now, let's go ahead and eat some chickpeas, and then we might make some more tacos after this, but I want to make sure I get these chickpeas down the hatch. We got a couple more tacos on the plate, and I did realize that I had some fresh shallots, so I cut up some fresh shallots. And what I got right here is organic ketchup. Y'all already know what that's about. Boom. Boom. And that's how we do it. Here we are with the last 3 corn tortillas of the night. I think this is going to bring the grand total to 10. But what can I say? I was hungry. Now these, I let these cook a little more on a higher heat, trying to get them basically to a tortilla chip. Can you hear that? That's the sound of tortilla chip. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that and dip it into the salsa, get my salsa on, like chips and salsa. So that's how I'm going to close it out. If I decide to eat some more food, I'll definitely show you guys, but just add a couple tablespoons of salsa onto those chips right there. And that is how we do it, y'all. This is what's left of the food from today. Some chickpea servings and collard greens with a bit of chopped shallot on top. So we'll just stick this in the refrigerator. And if you want to see more accessible, middle ground, realistic, what I eat in a day vegan videos, then leave me a comment and check out these other recipes I've already done dedicated to a high protein breakfast pancake recipe and a whole foods plant-based stir fry recipe that you could do for dinner by clicking on the thumbnail that pops up right now. All right, y'all know what time it is. Red Pill Vegan. Next.